Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. This is Life in Denver. I'm Joe. This is my business partner, Monique. Today we're checking out Littleton, Colorado. We're going to be running you guys through all the pros and cons this area has to offer. Great area overall, great schools, and if you move here, you just might end up being my neighbor.
That might be a pro or a con, depending on if you like Joe or not.
It's a con for Monique, but yeah, no. Let's go check it out, guys. All right, guys, so jumping into things, Littleton, Colorado is actually a very large city on the west side of Denver, and it's big, man. So depending which part you live in, the eastern part, you could be downtown in probably, 15 minutes. The western, southwestern side specifically, that can take you as long as 30, 45 minutes, depending on traffic. So it's a big area mass. And two, just that can be the first con, frankly. Like I live down in Sterling Ranch, actually, which if there is traffic, Monique and I are meeting to go film and say Lohi, for example, that can take me 45 minutes in peak traffic. So definitely something to call out. Definitely something if you are trying to commute to downtown. Not to say that Littleton doesn't need to be a good fit for you, just probably want to be more on that eastern side as opposed to that southwestern side.
And as I am Miss Positive, right, I will say that because of that location, you do have access to the outdoors. So definitely great access in terms of accessing a lot of the outdoor trails and the mountains and hiking. You do definitely have Roxborough Park located a little bit. And Joe should
Look at her. She's talking about favorite park over here.
Yes,
I like it.
Exactly. He's rubbing off on me a little bit. I don't know, good or bad. That's a different
Maybe she'll be the next neighbor. We can all hang out. Come move to Littleton.
Definitely a cool place. Another one too is if you are into like the aquatic lifestyle, you could definitely go to Chatfield State Park. That does require you to pay to get in because it is a state park. And if you are going during a holiday, please make sure you get there early because the line does tend to get long and it does get pretty full. So you definitely want to make sure you can, pack your picnic, pack everything you want to take that day and head out early. They do allow pets. Colorado's big on having dogs and fur babies, so that is allowed too. And there is an actual really great dog park there that allows your pets to swim. So also a lot of great options in terms of, okay, it is far from downtown, but does offer a lot of accessibility for outdoor and doing like outdoorsy things.
Yeah, so that's actually why I chose to live on the southwest part of Littleton. It is literally against the foothills. So you're looking out your back window and you're just encased in the mountains. It's beautiful. But if you do need that commute to downtown, especially in peak traffic, maybe that's not the spot for you. So if you're a remote worker, if you're someone who's a realtor or whatever it is, right, and you can kind of just go all over, maybe that is a good spot for you. You're not necessarily going through peak rush hour. And Monique was calling out a great point there. Chatfield specifically has the access to bring your dogs, a big 60-acre dog park encased, just a big lake in the middle where they can go swimming. It's a little bit wet, a little bit dirty afterwards. So bring some towels, get yourself all cleaned up before you hop back in the car. But that's a lot of fun. Roxborough does, however, not allow dogs. So that's just a quick call out because you could roll up there. I made that mistake when I first got here. Brought the dogs, waited in that line, and I was like, you're killing me. So we have to take a little loop going back to Chatfield, and that was cool. But it's a good point on Monique as well. It's not just the holidays, it's the weekends. If you can get there earlier in the day, that's a great call out because not even to say like that they're going to be all taking up all the spots, but it's just the ride in, the drive in, the traffic builds up pretty quick over there on that drive. So just something to call out for you guys overall.
All right, guys, and me being the mom, right, I'm always worried about school districts. Yes, I do have a 2.5-year-old. School's still a little bit out there, but we are thinking about it. One of the great things about Littleton is it is one of the top school districts located here in the Denver Metro.
Yep, definitely in top 3. So you have obviously Boulder's number 1, Cherry Creek 2, and then Littleton takes the number 3 spot this year. So great school district. However, what comes with that school district is, we always talk about it, higher resale prices. So the homes here in Littleton tend to be a little bit higher than, say, one of our most recent videos, Arvada, for example. We're calling out, hey, they have DPS schools over there. So in turn, you see that reflected in the home prices. The homes are a little bit cheaper. So, quick little reminder for you guys, we are licensed realtors out here. So that number popping up down below, we're the ones who answer the phone calls, text messages, all that fun stuff. We'd love to help you kind of discuss, hey, is this the town for you? Do you need good schools? Do you not need good schools? Maybe we can get you a deal on a cheaper home, right, in one of those towns. But Littleton specifically does have those better schools. So you do see that where Littleton homes are going to be a little bit higher price point than Arvada. Arvada, for example, tends to be that $6 to $625 median home price. Littleton's going to be like $650 plus. So not terrible, nothing bad compared to like some of these, more luxury Denver neighborhoods, but it is going to be one of the pricier neighborhoods and one of the pricier suburbs just because of what it has to offer. So good schools, good outdoor activities, a lot of great stuff. I obviously love it. I moved here for a reason, but just something to call out for you guys overall. All right, guys, so we're telling you, obviously, Littleton being on the west side of Denver, it is super picturesque, especially that southwest portion. It's reminiscent of like a Golden or a Morrison or those true kind of mountain towns you find in the metro. So it's great location as far as that. However, what comes with that is obviously being on the western side of the mountain, or western side of Denver, rather, I should say. It's just harsher weather conditions. So Monique, she always comes to travel and visit me. I let her get into that. She's the one who always gets stuck driving through it, so she loves it.
Yeah, exactly. So what I mean by the variability with the weather is, you do tend to see a little bit more snow accumulation. You do see a little more rain, or, even sometimes hail is a little bit heavier on that side just because you are in that front range, right? So definitely something you do want to consider. Please include hail damage in your insurance for your vehicle. That is definitely something. Joe's still driving around with a cracked windshield from hail.
So I messed up, right? There's two different policies you can get. One with full glass coverage, one without. I thought I had full glass. In turn, I got paid $500. So learn from my mistakes.
There you go. So definitely something you do want to consider and do want to keep in mind if you are thinking on living closer to the slopes. The weather definitely does have an impact.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like if you were to compare living in the true mountains versus living in Denver. There's days where Denver is going to be 85, 90 degrees and super sunny. Versus you go driving in the mountains and you get to the higher elevation, it could be, 60. And crazy enough, you get some of these hikes really up there, it could be June and there's still snow on some of these trails. So there's a very big difference in terms of how far you get in the mountains versus how far back compared to like Denver, obviously, just because of the elevation, just because of what you're encased in out there.
All right. And since Joe does like to claim that I'm the biggest shopper, one of the cons for me for Littleton is it does not offer the big, massive kind of shopping centers.
Yeah, she would know.
Of course I would. It doesn't offer, like the Park Meadows that you definitely see down in Lone Tree with a lot of options in terms of retailers. It also doesn't offer things like the Southlands Mall in Aurora. So definitely one of the cons that I would say for Littleton.
Yeah, definitely. So I will give her that. It is a little less heavy on the commercial side. There's one mall, it's called Southwest Plaza, but it's nothing to the scale of like a Park Meadows or a Southlands like Monique's mentioning. It's not going to have, the ice skating rink in the winter or, all the cool fountains and stuff in the summertime. Those are like true like destinations in and of themselves. Southwest Plaza, more of like a quick little strip mall. You can kind of come in, come out, hit the department stores, but it's not going to be nearly as exciting as that. There are some little kind of pockets throughout the area though that are fun to visit. Like Aspen Grove's a great one. They have a cool little bookstore there, Tattered Cover Bookstore. They have a lot of great little furniture stores. They have general little shopping and restaurants like they have always. Mike's favorite Chick-fil-A lives in there, so a lot of good stuff over there. And then the downtown. The downtown is really a big pro to here. So again, we talk about how some suburbs have it, some don't. It just depends on kind of when they were incorporated. So the more historic ones like Littleton do have that old town downtown, if you will, where you have the more unique mom and pop shops. You have just some really cool one of a kind stores as opposed to just the generic chains like you find in some of the more newly developed areas. Not to say that those aren't there's nothing wrong with those, but it's not going to have that kind of historic charm to it, which downtown Littleton really does have. It's nice. They have some really cool restaurants that have just outdoor seating. You have the View House up there, you have the Melting Pot, a lot of cool spots to go and enjoy Friday night, Saturday night, whatever it may be, and not have to feel like you have to drive to downtown Denver. So a really good spot overall in terms of dining, shopping. Not going to have the mall shopping, but you will have those little pocket shops.
And since we are on a holiday weekend today, I am going to try and go shopping. So we're going to wrap this up real quick. Don't throw me under the bus, Joe. Guys, as much as we love doing these videos for you, would love to help with any real estate needs you have.
You're going to fund that shopping, obviously.
There we go. Please feel free to contact us at the information at your screen, and we look forward to catching you on the next one.
Definitely, guys. Thanks so much for, feeding Monique's shopping addiction over here, and we'll catch you in the next one.